Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is October 11th, 2020. So the Lakers just won the championship, huh? 37 weeks after the death of Kobe Bryant. Oh my goodness. Appreciate that D348. Appreciate that. Just waiting for a few more people to join us. And I know a lot of you are probably watching the Lakers celebration. But we're going to talk about why the Lakers won today on October 11th. They leaving 81 days left in the year. Today was the perfect day for the Lakers to close it out. Wait for a couple of more people and then we get started. Man, we were so close to predicting the two teams that was going to play in the NBA Finals this year. We were so close. Man. Okay, so it looks like 30 people is pretty good. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Today is National Father-Daughters Day. And then the Lakers won the championship on this day, man. So if you guys notice the box score, the Lakers today won with 106 points. 106 numbers that we've been talking about all season. Because of this, Black Lives Matters 106. Notice that he scored 93 points in this game, which means there was a total of 199 points scored in this game. 199, the 46 prime number. LeBron James wins the championship, becomes 4-6 in NBA Finals. If you guys are new here, what I'm speaking about is gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words. And, these games, these basketball games, these championships, they are all rigged and scripted. Every single one. But the way they do it is by this numerical code known as gematria. And, this is a very simple code. It's the alphabetic order forwards and the alphabetic order in reverse. Right? Letters having numerical values. And if you visit this website, gematrianator.com, you're going to notice that there's 4 ciphers. These are the 4 base ciphers, right? You have the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, which simply means that you convert all the double-digit letters into single-digit numbers. That's known as full reduction. And then the 2 ciphers where you flip the alphabetic order around. So, for example, the letter A, which is the first letter in the alphabet, has a value of 1 in gematria, right? A is the first letter, has a value of 1. Now, when you get to J, which is the 10th letter in the alphabet, it has a value of 10 in this cipher here. But when you convert it into a single digit, it becomes 1. And the way you do that is by adding these 2 numbers together, right? So J is the 10th letter, 1 plus 0 is 1. So J in full reduction equals 1. And in the alphabetic order, it sums to 10. It's the 10th letter in the alphabet, right? The letter Z is the 26th letter in the alphabet, equals 26 forwards, and then it becomes the first letter in the alphabet when you flip the alphabetic order around. In this cipher here, you just reduce it. You reduce the letters into a single digit. So A in reverse is the 26th letter. 2 plus 6 is 8. This is a very simple code, right? So look, when you type in Kobe Bryant, the basketball player who spent 20 seasons with the Los Angeles Lakers and passed away this year on January 26th, when you write out his name, Kobe Bryant, you notice it sums to 41 in the full reduction cipher. Think about how he died this year at the age of 41. It also sums to 157 in reverse, right, making A26 down to Z1. So Kobe Bryant is 157. Think about how the All-Star game this year, the target score was set to 157 points. This is why. They was paying tribute to Kobe Bryant. And, if you measure from his August 23rd birthday to the day that he died on January 26th, he died on the 157th day of his age. Right? So he died 157 days after his 41st birthday, right? Kobe Bryant, 157 and 41. His name also sums to 113. And now that's a very important number in basketball, right? When you write out Michael Jordan, it sums to 113, right? Think about Michael Jordan, one of the best basketball players of all time, right? His name sums to 113. Think about how the pandemic this year was declared on March 11th, a day that you write out 11/3 like 113, right? That same day, that was when the NBA was suspended because of the coronavirus. And you guys remember it was Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz that caught the coronavirus on March 11th, a Utah Jazz player. And think about how Kobe Bryant, he played his last game versus the Utah Jazz, and Michael Jordan also won his sixth championship versus the Utah Jazz, right? Why Utah? Well, because Utah is like one of the only teams that sums to 113 in gematria. Right, very important number. The National Basketball Association is 113. Sorry, my typing is off today. I'm misspelling words and everything. So you write out the National Basketball Association, it sums to 113, right? That's also known as the number of deception. Might be the reason why they use that number so much in sports. Because these games are rigged, and what you're watching is a deception. And these players are not really as good as they seem to be, right? Because they're using technology to make sure that the ball goes in and out. I think that most of you should already know this. But if you guys are coming across this video for the first time, what I'm telling you is a fact. It's not a conspiracy. We have proven this time and time again. Now, the reason the Lakers won with 199 points, because the other side of this code is date numerology. And also, you want to learn your number properties, right? So 199, that's the 46 prime number, right? LeBron James became 4 and 6 in finals, right? He has 4 championships and he has 6 losses. Now, this community, we've been talking about how he can potentially go 6 and 6 if he wins the next 2. Now, notice how Lakers is equal 66, right? LeBron is 66. If he wins the next 2 championships, he'll be 6 and 6 in finals. And if you go to the box score, the Miami Heat starters, they scored 66 points today, right? The Lakers starters, they scored 79 points, and they did it against the Miami Heat, which sums to 79 in gematria, all right? So 106 in the theme this year has been all about Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is 106. Once you learn this code, you're going to see right through the script. Now, this stuff gets tricky sometimes because what we was following all season was the 1984 NBA season. When I put out my video on who I thought was going to be in the NBA Finals this year, and I was off by one team. Now, I thought it was going to be the Celtics versus the Lakers, simply because of that 1984 season. 1984 was a very special year for basketball. That was the year that LeBron James was born. That was the year that David Stern, the former NBA commissioner who died this year, he became the commissioner in 1984. So I look back to the 1984 NBA season, and I noticed that in the NBA Finals, the Celtics defeated the Lakers that year. Now, that wasn't the riddle. The riddle was that in 1984, Pat Riley was the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, and he was defeated by the Boston Celtics. Now, what happened this year was that Pat Riley, who is the owner of the Miami Heat, he defeated the Boston Celtics and kind of like got revenge for that defeat back in 1984. Now, I put out a video the day that the Boston Celtics lost the Eastern Conference Finals. And I spoke about how LeBron James, he was born exactly 201 days after the conclusion of the 1984 NBA Finals. Now, we put in a date. This is the other side of this code, date numerology and date spans, right? So the 1984 Finals, you can look this up. This is a fact. It ended, Game 7 was on June 12, 1984. And LeBron James wasn't born yet. He was born December 30th of that year, 1984. Notice he was born 201 days after the conclusion of the NBA Finals that year, right? 201. If you've been following this work, you know all about that number. That's a very important number to the Jesuits. Jesuit order. I think it's the Jesuit order. Let me just write it correctly so you guys can see. When you write out the Jesuit order, it sums to 201. LeBron James was born 201 days after the conclusion of the 1984 NBA Finals. The Jesuit order also sums to 84. Right? Pat Riley was the head coach of the Lakers that year. Right? So 35 years later, the Lakers get revenge on the Celtics, Pat Riley and the Lakers. And this year is Pat Riley and the Miami Heat. Something that I overlooked. I was too focused on the two teams that was in the NBA Finals instead of the head coaches. If I would have focused more on the head coaches, we would have nailed the two teams in the NBA Finals this year, like how we did last year. Last year we had the Raptors defeating the the Warriors, because it was all about Drake and his music. It was connected. The NBA Finals last year, it was a big riddle with Drake's music and Kawhi Leonard. Drake released an album talking about Kawhi Leonard before Kawhi Leonard even played for the Toronto Raptors. And I was listening to Drake's music after I saw an article that came out that the Milwaukee radio station, this was when the Bucks were playing the Raptors in the playoffs. All Milwaukee radio stations banned Drake's music. And once I came across that article, I said, why would they ban Drake's music? Drake has nothing to do with the Raptors. He's just a simple fan of the Raptors, right? That's what I thought. But then I started listening to his music, and I remember the song that he had, 0 to 100. And if you listen to that song and read the lyrics, he talks all about Kawhi Leonard, how he's, read the lyrics, you're gonna see. That those videos are no longer available. I mean, this is my second YouTube channel. My other channel got deleted for exposing the same thing that I'm talking about here. But it's not only in sports. This stuff. Not only do they rig sports, but everything in the world of entertainment is rigged by this system. Everything, even the death of Kobe Bryant. Like how we pointed out, he died on the 157th day of his age, at the age of 41. And for one more 113 connection, if you look up when Kobe Bryant made his debut, it was on November 3rd, 11-3. Notice Kobe Bryant sums to 58. When you write out Los Angeles Lakers, the team that he spent most of his career playing for, sums to 58 in gematria. Right? Now, this playoffs, I'm not gonna lie, it was tricky because there's so many different numbers that they can pay tribute to, but once the finals is over, we kind of see the big picture and we like, okay, that's where they went. Trying to predict this ahead of time it is difficult, but it's not impossible. Again, we've done this in the past and we've been successful in the past predicting these riddles. These riddles are not that difficult, but it can be tricky. Now the Lakers, they by winning today, they finished 16-5 in the playoffs, which means they won 16 games and they lost 5 games during the entire playoffs this year. Notice when you write out NBA Finals in gematria, it sums to 165. Now today was a day with 61-25 numerology. Finals is 61-25. On Patreon, I told the people there that the Lakers should close it out today. And, all of these other points were important, but this was really the nail in the coffin. Today, October 11th, is the date leaving 81 days left in the year. Now, if you guys are Kobe Bryant fans, you know all about Kobe Bryant and the significance of the number 81 when it comes to his career. He scored 81 points versus the Toronto Raptors. Think about how the Raptors won the championship this year. Now, this year, the Lakers. It's all coming together. But when you write out Kobe Bean Bryant, his full name sums to 81, right? He's famous for scoring 81 points. I think that's like the second highest score by a single player in a single game. Kobe Bean Bryant, his full name sums to 81. Today, October 11th, is the day leaving 81 days left in the year. And the Lakers win the championship and pay tribute to Kobe Bean Bryant. And just notice from the day that he died on January 26th to today is exactly 37 weeks after his death. Los Angeles is 37. Again, he died on the 157th day of his age, which is the 37th prime number. Today, the Lakers picked up their 41st. They picked up their 41st win against the Miami Heat all time. And again, 41 has been a big number this year. The Lakers almost won every series 4-1. All right, they won the first round, the second round, the third round, 4-1. Now they switched it in the finals because 42 is important. The Lakers won four games to two. The Heat lost 2 games to 4. Kobe Bryant wore the number 24. 42 is the number that connects to LeBron James. When you write out LeBron James in gematria, it sums to 42. He wins the finals 4 games to two. The Heat score 66 points. LeBron James is 66. Well, the Heat starters, excuse me. The starters scored 66 points. 42 is also the number stamped on black people in a negative way. Jackie Robinson, one of the reasons he wore the number 42 is because of this. The N-word sums to 42. The word slavery sums to 42. And there's a lot more to that. But, so Kobe Bryant sums to 41. The word king sums to 41. Today was also a day with 41 numerology. And the Lakers pick up their 41st, win against the Miami Heat all time. 41. I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't nail the two teams that was going to play in the finals this year. We were so close. The riddle was connected to the 1984 season. I just wish that us as a community, somebody would have, just pointed me in the right direction, because we was definitely almost at the finish line. We hit a bumpy road looking at the Celtics instead of Pat Riley. Pat Riley was way more significant this year than the Boston Celtics. But again, it was all connected to the Celtics because the Celtics beat them in 1984, and then this year, him and the Miami Heat were able to defeat the Celtics. But the Celtics had a great narrative. But again, I'm really convinced that we just had the wrong narrative because, the 41 seems to be the way that was headed. The Lakers pick up their 41st win against the Miami Heat, and 41 has been the number, especially with the death of Kobe Bryant, who died this year at the age of 41. And also, not only, if you guys are new here, it's not just basketball. It's not just Kobe Bryant. Almost every single celebrity death, it's a ritual sacrifice done by this code. Almost every single one. If you visit my blog, I have almost 489 entries just this year. And I'll usually just cover ritual deaths and sacrifices. And I try to get into the sports, and just because I guess a lot of people wake up because of the sports. If you're able to make a prediction, like how we did last year with the Raptors, a lot of people get to wake up and be like, man, how did he know that the Raptors was going to win the championship? How did he know that the Lakers was going to close it out on October 11th, that they leaving 81 days left in the year? Let me listen to this guy. Maybe he's talking about something that's true, So a lot of people come across this channel and come across the videos that I make because of the sports content, and they tend to wake up that way. Also, through the ritual murders. A lot of people became aware of this knowledge after the death of Kobe Bryant. So, that's pretty much the basis of it. There's a bunch of other numbers I can talk about, like the number 93. That's another important number. But I just want you guys to know that these games are rigged, and LeBron James is probably going to win the next 2 championships and finish his career 6-6. Because remember, this victory here came 37 weeks after the death of Kobe Bryant. 2 years from now, LeBron James will be 37. Los Angeles is 37. He can win a three-peat at the age of 37, the Los Angeles number. Right? So that's all I have for this video. you guys have any questions, you guys can feel free to leave a comment, and I'll try my best to answer it. I left a phone number on the bottom of the screen. If you guys want to call up, maybe you guys are doubtful of the things that I'm saying. You know, you can have a friendly conversation as long as it's respectful. I will definitely converse with anyone that wants to call in. So the number is 646-986-0958. And yeah, so just want you guys to know that LeBron James winning his fourth championship. We knew this before even Kobe died. Hello, how you doing?
What's up, brother?
What's going on?
Hold up. Can you give me a second? I'm trying to get my headphones. I don't really want to have it on speaker.
No problem. Okay.
Okay. Give me a second. This was kind of like, just like this, just a little information to kind of throw in from this year, your last video. It was about the video that you made, as you said, or that you made last or yesterday. Now, I don't really have a real explanation for that video. I don't.
Are you talking about the video where the shot looks like it goes in and it didn't?
Yeah, I honestly have no explanation for that video. I didn't even, you know what I mean? And I've never even seen that around. You're the only person I've seen post that video. I've never even seen that video around anywhere, really. Okay? I don't really have a real explanation for that video. But, I don't know. You look at a video like that.
Well, a lot of people are saying, because I was reading the comments, people are saying that the ball hit the backboard, hit the bottom of the backboard, and then it was behind the net, and that's why we couldn't see the basketball. But the nets are see-through.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's see-through. Like, you're going to still see the ball.
You're going to still see the basketball, so...
Yeah, you're like... I'm assuming most of us have been watching the... Okay. I'm assuming most of us have been watching, basketball for a minute. Okay, we know it's scripted, but I've never even seen a play like that before. So, I don't know if maybe like this is maybe some new up their sleeve that they might have pulled since they're in the bowl. There's just no fans, because all the stuff is playing. Okay, so they playing long in the fans. So maybe they were or using some type of manipulation through the TV, but at the same time, maybe I call it, they're definitely using magnets. They're definitely using some type of magnets to ensure the outcomes, to make sure every shot goes in that's supposed to go in, and certain shots that aren't supposed to go in don't go in. Like you've seen you've seen the David Banks commercial, right?
Oh yeah, I did see that when he threw the ball from half court. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like.
Are you watching the screen? Because I want to show you a video that someone linked under the comments, and somebody.
The video, yeah, I will. Yeah, I watch it.
The Russell Westbrook. Did you see that video when he bounced the ball and then the ball disappeared?
No. I don't think so. But you play the video. Let me see. Okay. I might know what you're talking about. Let me see.
Okay, so Russell Westbrook, he makes the ball disappear. Let me just find the comment that someone left. And it was similar to what we saw in that shot, because the shot, the ball disappeared for like a half second.
Is it during the bubble, or is it just older?
This is in front of the fans.
Okay. I actually think I have seen. I actually think I have heard of it. I think I do remember seeing a video of some sort that people had, were dazzled about. But some people somewhat explained it. But you'll have to pull up the video for me to see it again. But I do remember some of the.
Okay, so I'm playing it now. So just notice how it look. Just take a look. So he shoots the ball and he bounces the ball and the ball just disappears. See?
Yeah, yeah. See, I've seen this video. I don't really remember what the real explanation was to this, because I'm gonna be real. Okay, I'll be lying to you if I told you I knew what the explanation was to this video, or exactly how.
Yeah, I don't know how they're doing this. And they're doing it in front of fans. Maybe because you know what it is. It's also possible that Are you still there?
So,
Can
yeah, I'm there.
okay. It's also possible that let's say a shot goes in, the fans see it go in, but then when they show the fans the replay, they're showing the fans that the shot missed. So people like not even trusting their own eyes, because there was another shot where Trevor Ariza makes a buzzer beater, and